What we're going to do today is we're going to attempt to achieve some formal barrel curls. And we're going to use a bun ring, and the purpose of using a bun ring is to try and give the hair more height and more volume. If you've got very long hair, you would use 2 bun rings, but we'll go into that another time. So what I've done is I've just prepared the hair, like you have with some of your other styles, where the hair was straight, back into a high ponytail, and all I've done is put some smallish rollers in it. The smaller the better, I think. Not really widgy, but the smaller the better. The hair can be wet, which is probably nicer. You'll get a firmer, crisper curl, or you can do it as a dry set. Okay, but what I told you to do last week is set your block up in rollers and then put some heat on it and leave it to thoroughly get cool. Do you want to come a little bit closer, because you know it's going to start getting very technical and you're not going to see it. So all I've done is about a dozen rollers in here, and then what I've got here is my bun ring. I've got a dark bun ring because obviously my client's hair is going to be dark. If you're going to use a lighter one, the chances are you're going to see that through the hair. Okay. Likewise with the grips we're going to use. Hopefully we're going to use dark grips. So you are going to get little fine hairs with your doll's block, but what we're going to do is just spray the hair just to take those loose hairs secure. So, bun ring. Anybody got any idea how to secure a bun ring? How?
Into the hair?
Yeah, but there's a particular way you need to secure these. You have these grips for me. Now, we've all got one of these, haven't we? We've talked about these before, so this is the one you really need with you. It tries to keep it into your hand all the time rather than try and put it down. So we're going to need 4 grips, just normal grips, into your doll's head. And what you're going to do is you're going to put the grip through the bun ring and through the head, and you're going to feel the scalp, if you know what I mean. It needs to cover a fair bit of surface of the bun ring. If you put it in this way, it's not covering it and it won't hold. So one at the top, one at the bottom, and if this is not insecure, don't move on. So this is before you move on to your creating your curls. I want to make sure that your bun ring, this one from earlier, your bun ring is secure. So push your bun ring down, open your grip. I haven't used my mouth, and you just push it in, and that is very, very secure. Okay? Happy with that, ladies? Yes, Julie. Okay, so what we're going to do, I haven't brushed it out because I want to keep the curls as much as I can. What I'm going to do is just take a small amount of hair at a time, and if you can't see what I'm doing from where you're standing, please come over onto my left side. I'm going to start at the back because that way I can isolate the rest of the hair that I'm not going to be using out of my way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to back comb very lightly on the top and very lightly underneath. Why, remember? Why am I back combing it?
Give it volume.
Yeah, give it volume, make it a little bit fatter. Okay, then I'm going to very, very lightly, and I am quite soft-handed with the hair because the more I manoeuvre the hair, the more I use it, the hotter my hands get, the quicker that drops. Okay, so very, very gently over the top of my hand, and then what I'm going to do, I just want to make sure that I've got some movement happening with the hair. And the way I produce my curls may be slightly different to you, because you're going to get a different effect, slightly different than what I am. What I'm doing, I'm making a barrel with the curl, and I'm just placing it down the bottom of the hair. Thank you. Now, I'm using, again, a grip, and I'm just securing it down the bottom. And what I'm doing is I'm opening that curl out slightly. The other thing I might be using, which I will be using, are these fine pins here. Okay, so if you could keep a couple of them in your hands as well, I'll explain why I'm going to be using these on the way through. And I'm going to take another piece of hair to the side, isolate the hair out of the way, and your objective really is to try and make this as smooth as you can. Are you all right-handed? Anybody left-handed here? Left-handed. Okay, if you're right-handed, trolley to your right, left-handed that way to the left. You don't want to be crossing all over. It needs to be everything here and set up and ready. So again, back home on the top, maybe a little bit underneath, smooth it out, and automatically you can see the type of curl I'm getting here. Where's my assistant? Can I have the other one for a sec? You want to come over on the shoulder? That'd be fantastic. So, what I'm going to do here is just use a very fine pin and just to secure the hair there. So step back, see how it's balancing out. What I'm trying to do is give it variation. I don't want to clip all the hair to the bun. I don't want anybody to know there's a bun there. Okay, so when it's finished, nobody's going to know the bun's there. And the only way I'm going to do that is by pulling the hair down away from the bun. The bun is there to give you height. Okay, so I've done that side. I'm now going to go to this side. So try and work evenly, otherwise you're not going to achieve anything balanced. And balance is really, really important with any long hair work. It's my assistant. Look at what happens to the hair when I drop it. See how it goes. Where do I want to place it? You know, I might place it there. I might place it there. In fact, I think what I'll do, I'll place it around this way. Now, if you're going to see these fine pins, don't worry too much, because what we're going to do afterwards, when this look is finished, we're going to put some flowers in it, because it's for a special occasion. So again, step back, make sure that you're happy with what you're achieving at the moment.
So at the bottom of the hair, you want to see a curl?
Yeah. Okay, again, look at that piece of hair I've just pulled down there. I've got a nice bit of curl there that's been created. So really and truly, I shouldn't have to do an awful lot of work with that bit. Take various pieces of hair, so it's not they're not all too uniform. You've got a little bit of variation going through there. Again, do I want it that way? Do I want it that way? You need to come over this side.
Will them grips keep it in place?
Yep. Once I'm really happy with it, I will then go back and I can put some grips in it. And again, you've seen I've done that one, so I'm coming over here.
Right. So this one is like longer on top and smaller amount.
And back coming underneath.
And it's coming to keep you all different ways. It's in red right now. How about it?
Somebody's so cute. I'm going to leave that one there because I'm not sure yet, because I want to put the next one in. Now usually if I was doing this on a client that's got this type of hair, it could take me up to 45 minutes. So it is a style that is for a special occasion, and people are going to pay a decent piece of money, and they want it to look really special, really nice. So don't rush it. The other thing is, what I want you to do is try and get the curls as smooth as you can, and hopefully you've put your rollers in so you've got no buckled ends, so that your ends are nice and smooth. Stand back. All the time I'm sort of looking at the balance, standing back, making sure that I'm happy with what I can see. Do you want to just circle round just so you've got the whole side? Because it's really important that you see that. Because that's my foundation. That's all my bits at the bottom. And you can see what I've done is I've pulled some bits down here, tucked some in there, pulled some more bits down there. Any questions so far, girls? It's taken me that long, but... Okay, so again I'm going to go back to the back. And I'm going to push that out of the way. Hopefully it will stay. If not, I might need somebody to hold it for me. When you get to the inside part of the hair, you've got to try and get a little bit of shape coming up here. Again, back comb. Now, with this piece of hair here, I'm back combing it, I'm placing it down and I'm looking at it, but to me, it's looking a bit floppy here, right? So, I need a grip now, darling. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to back comb the roots, make sure it's smooth on the top and it's ready to play. I'm then going to take my grip and I'm going to place my pin in the root area underneath. Okay, so again, if you can't see, please come and have a look. That way now, when you see it, you can see that I've got more support in that root. And all I've got to do now is place my curl. I might need somebody's hand, actually, to hold this piece of hair for me. Anyone? Come on, you're used to it. You help out in the salon, surely. Again, what I'm going to do is check it out. Do I need some height from that one? I might just do, actually. Thank you. Or do I? I don't know if I do, because I quite like the look of that one. I'm going to bring it down slightly so that I've got a little bit of variation in the size of the curls. And I'm going to go around that side. We're going to swap. Now there will always become a part, once you're here, there's always going to become a time, what am I going to do with that bit of hair? But you actually do find somewhere to put it once you decide. Okay, good at this. It is warm in here today, ladies. Right, I'm now thinking, looking at it, where do I need to place my next curl? Absolutely. So again, think about the balance all the time. So you're a little bit of back combing for propping and to make the hair nice and smooth and a little bit flatter. Now if you are doing this for a special occasion, once you achieve the shape, you might think it's a little bit high, but by the time you leave a bride, say, you might leave her at 11 o'clock in the morning, she might not be getting married till 3. So by the time the wedding comes, the hair would slightly settle. So always try and leave it a little bit, I would say a little bit higher than, sorry, can I have a grip? A little bit fuller and a little bit higher than maybe you would hope. Again, I'm looking at this piece of curl and I'm thinking it might be a bit floppy. So again, I'm opening my grip, not with my mouth, pushing it in the root, and then I'm placing it wherever I want it. Open your hair out. You've got a lot of hair here.